everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Jessica, and today I have another intro for you. It is the month of intros. December was the month of the finales, and January is the month of intros. Lots of year-long projects that I am doing, and I'm excited about it. I just like starting fresh. And this one has been around 5-6 years, something like this. It's Beauty A to Z. It is a PANtastic Ladies collab that was started by myself and Amanda. There is going to be a huge spreadsheet down below with everyone else that has joined in, whether they're doing it Instagram, YouTube, just on the Facebook group, or just following along at home, whatever. It's a lot of people. This seems to be a very popular project. It comes back year after year, and it was one of the very first ones we had in the PANtastic Ladies Facebook group. So the basic premise of this is a year-long project. You pick a product to represent every letter of the alphabet, and you can set your goals for each product. It doesn't have to be finish, it doesn't have to be this, it doesn't have to be that. It's totally what you want to do with your collection. It can be makeup or beauty products. I have some eyelashes that are sticking and they're driving me crazy. So yeah, that being said, I have done what I said I wasn't going to do. I'm sure you saw it in the thumbnail or the title of this video. I was not going to do this all eyeshadow this year because, you know, the last two times I tried to do it all eyeshadow, it wasn't pretty. It was 2020 and then of course 2022. Neither year was very good for me, and I swore I wasn't going to do it again this year. I was going to take the year off or something and, you know, just mix it up or whatever. But I'm going to throw Misty under the bus here again because it's her fault. It is totally her fault. But Dana backed her up. So just saying, I'm putting that out there. My girls, you know, they're the ones that kind of were like, just go ahead and do it. In light of my challenge for this year that I want to hit 200 pans for eyeshadow, eyeliners like that are potted, brow products that are potted, blushes, highlighters, bronzers, anything that is potted in that capacity, or in a pan. I'm trying to hit 200 of those jar/pan type products. And so I'm going to be doing it all eyeshadow because, you know, eyeshadows are easier for me to hit pan on than like a blush or a highlighter. There's only so many you can hit pan on in a year. So I'm doing this different than I normally would do an eyeshadow Beauty A to Z. I am only attempting to hit pan on these eyeshadows where every other year I have attempted to finish the entire product. It wasn't pretty. Yeah, was not planned out well. Totally my bad. And these eyelashes, they're my eyelashes, but the mascara is sticking, and you know, it's gonna pluck my nerves the whole video. So yeah, I have 26 eyeshadows here that I am just attempting to hit pan on. And I will say up front, all of these eyeshadows are workhorse shades in my collection, which gives me an even better advantage to hit pan on them because they're easy to use, they're very versatile, they will work with the other stuff that I'm working on this year, like my Pan That palettes, floral, and you know, we're gonna see if I can hit pan. I'm very excited. I think I can actually do it this year because it's only pan, and they're all workhorse shades. All right, so let's get into this because I've been talking long enough. Whew, the intros are always the longest. All right, let's start with the letter A. I do have quite a few palettes here. Only one am I working on the entire palette, and that is this palette right here, but I'll bring it out because it's only 6 shades in here. This is the Essence My Rose Will Go On eyeshadow palette. For letter A, it's Across the Distance. So this shade right here, and I am just trying to hit pan. I have not worked on these Essence eyeshadows. I don't know how deep they are, but like if you can see how thin this is, I don't think it's going to be that hard. So we'll see. If you have any one of these little 6-pan Essence palettes, let me know. Is it, are they shallow pans like I think they probably are? I think that one's going to be easy. All right, the next 3 shades come from this. I don't know how to say it. It was sent as PR, and I never reviewed it because, well, I can't even say it. How am I supposed to review it? I want to say mange, I don't know. It's their 18 Professional Eyeshadow Palette. So for letters B, C, and D, we have Bling is the pink. Copper is for C, and it's not really a very copper shade, but it is what it is. And then we have Dust, which is a very dusty shade, but it's just a medium matte brown, so I figured that one's pretty easy to work on. So we've gotten A through D out of the way. Moving on to the letter E, I have it depotted. This is from Too Faced, I think it's Chocolate Bonbons palette. This is Earl Grey. Not my favorite color to work with, but I needed something not brown. I have a lot of browns, and yeah, I needed to have something not brown. The letter F, we're going back into the Essence My Rose Will Go On palette, and we are going for the shade Far, which is the top middle shade right here. And yeah, it's an easy one. This palette I think is going to be easy. Moving on to a different Too Faced palette for the letter G. This is the Too Faced Gingerbread Spice palette, and I want to hit pan on Gingerbread Latte, which is down there in the bottom row. Next is another depotted one for the letter H. That is from the Bubs Beauty B palette, and we are going with the shade Happy. It is just a really pretty light kind of champagne color. That one's going to be easy for the inner corners. It's going to be easy on the lids. That is definitely something that will get a lot of use in my collection. For the letter I have chosen from the BH Cosmetics Bubs Beauty B palette. Again, it's depotted. I have chosen the Shadow Inspired. It is just a medium dark matte brown. Moving on to the letter J. I have chosen the Morphe Jaclyn Hill palette. That's where the J comes in for Jaclyn Hill. I have chosen the shade in Light. Very light, easy to use shade, I think, for inner corners, lids. You have whatever you want to use it for. It's going to be really easy to get pan on that one. As much as I don't want to have Morphe or Jaclyn Hill stuff in my collection, I do actually like the formula of this palette, so I might as well get some use on it. Moving on to the letter K, we went to Coastal Scents Hot Pots, and this is Kokomo Cafe. Another medium matte brown, easy to use. I can use stuff like medium matte browns. I can use as a bronzer, contour, eyebrow shade, you name it, I can use it in a lot of different ways. For the letter L, back into the Essence My Rose Will Go On. That is the shade For a Lifetime. And that one is in the bottom row. Another very light, easy to use shade. For the letter M, we're going back into the Too Faced Gingerbread Spice palette. That is Bake It Till You Make It. What a great name for a product. That is this dark shimmer brown shadow. That'll be fun. It's kind of like a reddish brown. It kind of reminds me of the shade Teak from the ABH Sultry palette that I just panned last year. So I already know good ways to use that shade up or to hit pan in it. Back into the Essence My Rose Will Go On palette. For the letter N, we have Near. We've already done Far. That is this first shade right here. It is a really easy pink shade, like a dusty pink shade to use. That's going to go well with a lot of berry shades to blend out crease and stuff like that. Going on to the letter I, we are going back into the depotted BH Cosmetics Bubs Beauty B palette, a medium to light matte brown in the shade Optimistic. Okay, for the letter P, we're going back into the palette that I cannot pronounce, and we are working on the shade Peachy. It does not look very peachy, but you know, who am I to second guess people when they are naming eyeshadows? For the letter Q, I actually had quite a few eyeshadows with this name. I want to say like 3 or 4 that had the name Queen in them. It was either solely Queen or something Queen or Queen something. So plenty of Qs to work with. And I decided to work on the Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette, and it is the shade Queen. It's an interesting shade. I don't know why it's named Queen. It's not something that I would have named Queen. It is just kind of like an antique gold color. All right, back into the odd named palette for the letter R. And for that, we are going with Rose Veil, which is kind of like an iced rose color. I don't know how else to explain that. It should be easy. I'm hoping it will be easy. Moving on to the letter S, back into the Gingerbread Spice palette, we are going to go for the shade Spice is Nice. It actually already has a dip in it, but we all know that the Too Faced mattes can be a little tricky sometimes, especially when they're a very pigmented shade. It is beautiful, but that one's going to take a little bit. All right, we're getting into a single for a change. For the letter T, we are going with the Stila Golden Topaz single. It is really pretty. It is going to be a really nice topper, and that is primarily how I intend to use it. And we'll see. It's a massive, massive eyeshadow. It's going to take a little bit of work. Moving on to the letter U, another Essence My Rose Will Go On. That is Spaces Between Us. That is the bottom row center, another really light shimmer, really easy to use. Back into the weird name palette. This one you guys are going to get a good laugh at. For the letter V, we will be working on the shade Violet. That is very warm. I've never seen a violet in that shade, but you know, again, whoever names these, they got their own thing going on. Who am I to question that? I don't know. Going on to the letter W, back into the Essence My Rose Will Go On. We are the very last shade in here because we've got Near, Far, and now Wherever You Are. Are you sensing a theme here? This is the last shade on the top row. Very light, very easy to use. I could probably set my eye primer with that one, and it would also work really well to buff out a crease that might have gotten a little bit dark, gotten away from me a little bit. It's going to work out really well for me. All right, another palette that we have not seen yet in this. For the letter X, this one was a little trickier, and I had very little to choose from. Basically, I had two if I wanted like legit X's where it actually made sense. It was this one from the Too Faced Love palette, and I have chosen the shade XOXO, which is this light heart right here on the end, and I think that one's going to be not so hard to use. It's not as light as I would normally like it, but I think it's going to work fine if I do like ombre eyes going from light to dark in similar shades. I think I can make it work that way. For the letter Y, we are going into another single. This is the Vanny Cosmetics Pressed Glitter in the shade Light Year. It's mostly gold, but it has like these beautiful hollow glitters in it. I'm very much looking forward to working with this. And last, but certainly not least, we are going for the letter Z, ColourPop. We are in the Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas palette, and we will be, we meaning me, I'm a Pisces, there's two of us in here. That's my story and I'm sticking to it. I am going to be working on the shade Zero, which when I was looking through my inventory, I thought Zero is going to be black and I'm not going to be able to do it, and I just don't want to have an extra black where I don't need it, and it's not black at all, and I'm very excited to be working on it because it's so not black. And I already have other blacks that I need to work on for this year, and I didn't need to add in an extra one, so I'm very excited to be working on this. A little nervous about having 26 eyeshadows again in this project, but again, only to hit pan, and I will not be rolling anything new in. I know that some people do that. I will not be doing that. If I hit pan in all 26 before, like, even if it's like the end of summer, which isn't going to happen, but then I'm going to just do the finale on this project and call it done, because I have lots of other things that I need to work on, and yeah, I'm just going to focus and see how many pans I can hit in this. I think I'm going to do well though. All right, definitely go check out everyone else down below that has joined in through the PANtastic Ladies. If you're doing this all eyeshadow like me, like the crazy person that I am, which I'm pretty sure Misty is doing it as well, let me know, and I'll make note of that in my description box so other people can find you. All right, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and until I see you in my next video, have a beautiful day.